Let's check out some of the most exciting, good, and or just unique signature spell options to come out of the Doctor Who decks. And if you don't know, in Oathbreaker, you get a Planeswalker in the command zone instead of a legendary creature, but you also get an instant or sorcery that you can cast as long as you control your Planeswalker. We've got the 5 Doctors for 6 mana with the kicker of 5. Search your library and or graveyard for up to 5 Doctor cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. If you searched your library this way, shuffle. If the spell was kicked, put those cards onto the battlefield instead of putting them into your hand. Ideally, this would go in a 5-color deck, but we only have 1 5-color Planeswalker. 2 if your opponents allow you to use Urza, which is not legal. Although if you were sitting down at my table, it would be fine with me. Crisis of Conscience is a 6-mana board wipe. Choose one. Destroy all tokens or destroy all non-land, non-token permanents. This could be a good signature spell for a deck that floods the board with tokens, so then it's a one-sided board wipe. The downside is we do destroy our Planeswalker with this too. Granted, we're blowing up all of the Planeswalkers, our opponents too. I don't know, is this good? I'm not sure I would pick it, but it's alright. Traverse Eternity is a sorcery for 4. Draw cards equal to the highest mana value among historic permanents you control. And remember, Planeswalkers are historic permanents. They're legendaries. I probably wouldn't pair this with a 3 or 4 mana value Planeswalker, but when we get to 5 or 6, it gets pretty good. Everybody Lives is a 2-mana instant. All creatures gain hexproof and indestructible till end of turn. Players gain hexproof until end of turn. Players can't lose life, and players can't lose the game or win the game this turn. This is a really cool card. I'm just not quite sure what we do with it. I guess we could pair it with Gideon of the Trials, who has a similar 0 ability, but that kind of seems like overkill and unnecessary, so I don't know what we do with it, but it is cool and unique. Hunted by the Family is a 7-mana sorcery. Choose up to 4 target creatures you don't control. For each of them, that creature's controller faces a villainous choice. That creature becomes a 1/1 white human creature and loses all abilities, or you create a token that's a copy of it. At 7 mana, this is not really that good, but it is fun. One of my favorite things to do in multiplayer Magic is force opponents to make tough choices, and that's what this card is all about. It's a fun, very casual option. Doomsday Confluence for XX black. Choose X. You may choose the same mode more than once. Each player sacrifices a non-artifact creature. Create a 3/3 black Dalek artifact creature token with Menace. Each opponent discards a card. So there's a lot of versatility here. It can be a one-sided board wipe in the right deck. It would pair well with the Planeswalker that makes artifacts. Then we've got some options with Time Travel. Remember, Time Travel says for each suspend card you own and each permanent you control with a time counter on it, you may add or remove a time counter. This feels a bit like a Proliferate to me, Proliferate for suspend. Unfortunately, we don't yet have any Planeswalkers that really synergize with this. Not that I could find, at least. If you want to give me a high five for being pretty much the only YouTuber dumb enough to make Oathbreaker content, hit that like button. On a channel as small as mine, every single like means a lot, and I appreciate it a lot. Feel free to stick around if you want to see more Oathbreaker content, and I'll see you then.